Mr. Mike Ifeoluwa, welcome to Top Talk.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
All right, let's start with something simple and basic. Nigerians know that their relatives are in diaspora and abroad, but I hear sometimes that Nigerians in diaspora don't or try to explain to Nigerians here that things are not always as they seem. So I'm wondering, what is it like for a Nigerian in diaspora living in a nation that is where a lot of people don't look like you and, you know, can't speak your language?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll say, yeah, 70% what you just said is true, because the expectation of Nigerians here from their relatives in diaspora, you know, is not the way they see it from here, because life there is good if you are legally resident. Legally resident. Life there is good because then you are entitled to free food to an extent, free medical, free education, and some kind of free allowances too, even if you're not working. That is, if you're legally resident in Italy, where I base. So it is in all EU countries because an EU law. So now from the people back at home, you know, thinking that life is full of bed of roses in diaspora, it's not so, because when you travel to Europe, first and foremost, before you can work, you must have a resident permit. Nobody can employ you because you have the human strength to do the work, or you have all the ability or the experience. You know, one funny thing about life in diaspora is that you know, when you your BSc year, when you get to diaspora, you still have to go back to school. You know, because they don't believe in our own educational system. One, the primary school, you must first of all go back to the language school. You must first of all learn the language to be able to communicate. You know, I have a friend that is a medical doctor, practicing medical doctor. He came to Italy and he was made to go through some courses again, but now he's working. So he's just, let me just, in a nutshell, life in diaspora is not the way people from home sees it, because even for you to be legally resident, it takes period of time, at least 2.5 years for you to be legally resident. So that is just how it is.
Right. You mentioned something I'm interested in. When we look at the statistics and some of the stories we hear, somehow Nigerians who live from here there somehow end up doing well, not just well, exceptionally. You mentioned that you have to relearn and all that. So how is it that even though as a Nigerian over there, you have to basically restart, and somehow Nigerians still find a way to excel? What do you think is responsible for that?
Okay, thank you. Maybe let me add this one to it. Why Nigerians, why we succeed even more than the white people in some cases. There is because as a Nigerian, first and foremost, we are sharp. So when you teach us, we had our own skills to it. We begin to teach you what you have taught us. You understand? Because we are more, the truth is that Nigerians are very intelligent. We are very intelligent, except the ones that are not educated. You understand? And whatever we are doing in diaspora, we do it to the best of our knowledge, and we do it very well. And it's just that the only thing I see there is that in most cases, we are being cheated. Most Nigerians are being cheated. Unlike me, you cannot cheat me. You pay me according to the law per hour. What the law says, you can only pay me above the other. If I'm working all night, or night duty, at times when I'm on night shift, where I work, because I work with an NGO, if I'm on night shift, at times, I get about €12.50 per hour. But if I'm working on a daily shift, I get €6 per hour. You see, the night shift is twice the money. And in most time, my colleague, they don't like doing that night shift. Why me? I love doing it. You understand? You see that because I have the ability. And most Nigerians, at times, why you see them, they excel, just as you said, or they do well, is because they are desperate. They are determined. And I will not say some go into dirty jobs or some go into illegal business or whatever, but it's a 50-50 thing. It's not only Nigerians. Even the citizens, the Europeans too, go into, they do it more. They are the one teaching the immigrants how to do the illegal business. But you see, when Nigerians succeed, they invest wisely. They come home to invest. Some spend with it, just like you said. The secret behind it is just that we, the Nigerians, we have intelligence. So when we get there, when they teach us, we pretend as if we don't know. Because you will agree with me that the best way to learn is to pretend as if you don't know.
True.
We pretend as if we don't know, whereas we know. We'll just be looking at you. So that's just the secret.
All right, now let's talk about brain drain. Interestingly, I was talking with I think the former president of NIDO, and whereas analysts in Nigeria here refer to brain drain and human capital drift as a bad thing for the country, he actually tried to convince me that the reverse was the case, and that Nigerians actually going out and excelling and doing well abroad is a good thing for Nigeria in the long run. So I wonder, what's your take on this? Some persons say the reason Nigerians keep leaving is that they're giving up on the country, they want greener pastures, they don't like things around here, and so the best of us keeps leaving and going to fix another man's land, as they say. So what's your take on this? Is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing?
Yeah, my brother, let me tell you, we talk about brain drain. First and foremost, you have to consider the number one factors why that is the basic amenity for a normal human being to have in his or our own country, which is if our government can give us good health, good education, and road, electricity, you won't see Nigerians going out. You will not see Nigerians leaving this country to develop another man's country. I was shocked, for example, now, in Italy, the most popular train station, Train Italo, that's the most popular train. That's a Nigerian. It's owned by the Nigerian, and we Nigerians, we don't know. It was just last year we got to know about this. So we, in the association, we had to go to him and said, please, you cannot just have this kind of big company in Italy. Why don't you employ some Nigerians? You see, but the challenges are there. He told us, employing Nigerian is not the issue. But Nigerians always abuse opportunity. They don't know how to attend to passengers in the train. He gave us instance with video evidence. We said, okay, does not mean that, we told him one mistake does not mean everyone will do the same thing. So keep trying, because just like the white people too, the one you employ, they do mistakes too. They are not perfect. Now, I will tell you this. Nigerians, if we have good government, good governance in this country, nobody would like to go out to invest. We are bringing investors. Do you know, in my state, in Edo State, I live in Lagos. I was born and brought up in Lagos. I took investors to Lagos on agriculture during the time of Governor Fashola, and they were welcomed. And that project till today is employing youth. I took the same investors to Edo State on 2 occasions, only for the governor to look down on them. And when you are directed to or department of the commissioner, instead of letting these people develop the state, they are asking for a takeoff pay before they can develop. This is I don't know the word to use, but you see, the reason why we are doing this so that we can reduce the illegal migration from Edo State. Because in Italy, the government look at, okay, since people from Edo State are coming more to Europe, let them start going to the Edo State to invest. And when they come, and they are not welcomed in the state, so what do? They go back. They tell us when they are ready, we should come back. They were ready to come. So the problem of this, I think, is because we lack good governance. That's why you see Nigerians going out.
All right. That's fair. I was going to come to investments, but now that you brought it up, let's go there now. Last year, we saw an event held by NIDCOM, headed by Abike, Dabiri, and others. Basically, their target audience for investment was the diasporans. And people, when the figures are brought up about the amount of money that comes into the country, simply from Nigerians outside, it's huge, you know. So in that respect, I wonder, you've already given an insight as to what you're experiencing, but I still wonder, how do you think we can leverage on that? Because it seems to be a juicy bit of revenue that we can tap into. How can we make it work better? Take, for instance, what you're experiencing in Edo State. What do you think are the things that would, bring those funds in form of investments and not just money sent to relatives for consumption and all that, actual assets and all that being brought into the country?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, I will tell you the secret of why the European nations are doing very well. Take, for example, now the Chinese.
Yes.
They are coming to invest in France, in Germany, in Italy. Do you know what they did? They gave them free tax, tax-free. And they began to buy their building, opening shops, opening companies, and what happened? And they begin to create employment. You understand? So now the Europeans, the Chinese are now bringing in their money in their country, and the money stays in Europe. For example, now, this money, you say, how can we leverage on this thing? Okay, when we bring this money, not that it looks juicy. It is. It's juicy. The reality is that it's juicy. Now, what do we do concerning this? To me, I can say that it still has to do with the government, because there must be a guarantee. If I'm coming to invest my money, if I don't have guarantee, security, that is one thing the foreign investor will tell you. Because the first thing you will tell somebody that is coming to invest in your state, in your country, if you can guarantee him. And the problem, another major factor that is affecting this development for investors to come in is electricity. When the electricity is not there, nothing. My brother, in Europe, no matter the thunder, no matter the snow, no matter, the light will still remain there. It doesn't shake. For years now, since 1999, every government has been promising us electricity. This is not working well. I heard that there's a part, I don't want to mention name, that if it happened to be in government when they were in opposition, that it will create light in 60 days, or in 60 days, or in 3 months, wherever. Then he was given the opportunity, and he's using generator in his house. So what are we saying? The government has a lot of role to play. Now, even there's another opportunity now by the end of this month. The Nigerian Commission in Italy, we are organizing Italy and Nigerian Business Forum conference coming up very soon. This is a major opportunity for Nigerians, businessmen and women. The registration is okay, it's going on well. They are coming in to meet investors, to come and, exchange, business connection. Bring your own in. I bring my own to Italy. So, but the government has a role to play to help all these businessmen and women. If the security is not there, it will not work, my brother. I equally want to invest in this country, but where is the security? My wife is a business developer. He will tell you, if you do it this way, if you do it this way, look at this, he will tell you, it will not work. So wait, let this one be in place first before you start. So that is it. So the government still have a role to play. Thank you.
All right. Now, something you've mentioned throughout the program that I think is very important, especially to persons from Edo State. I'm from Edo State myself too, which is the issue of illegal migration. Just about a month ago, we saw some persons who found themselves in Morocco while trying to head over to somewhere else, and some of them were killed. And the other day, I got to hear first-hand experience of someone who has attempted to do this, and it was a very harrowing experience of how they had to drink, all kinds of things, and things like I don't think I can even say on air right now. And somehow it doesn't end, with that batch that has gone and learned their lesson. There's another batch waiting to try and fail or succeed or suffer. How do you think we can start to curb this? Because you really honed in at the beginning of the program about legal migration. How do we do this? What is the sensitization that needs to be out there?
Okay, thank you. First and foremost, let me give it up for the ambassador, His Excellency Uminihab, Ambassador of Nigeria to Italy. When he came in, he called us, the leaders of the Nigerian Union in Italy. He said, this and this and this and this. Let us talk. How do we solve this problem? We look at it, we said, everybody has a role to play. If we cannot stop it, let us reduce it to the highest. Now, we started, and if there are no demands, there will be no supply. First and foremost, let us cut off prostitution in the streets, since Nigerian girls, Edo girls in particular, are known for prostitute. So we call the Italian authority, tell your people to stop patronizing the prostitutes. If they don't patronize, the girls will not be on the street. So that's why I say if there are no demands, there will be no supply. And I want to be honest to you, the embargo by the Palace of Benin, the Oba of Benin, Oputteh Ifeoluwa, helped a long way. It reduced, the human trafficking and prostitution in Italy, at least to, I would say, to between 15 and 20%, keeping the girls out of the road. And me being the welfare officer of Nigerians in Italy, a lot of girls come to me and to say that they are free from their madam. Their madam is not that disturbing them. The ones the madam still disturb them, I call them and say, look, I'm not encouraging you to go to prison. This is a serious offense in this land. So for the sake of peace, the money this girl has given you so far is far more than what you use in bringing her. Let her go. This is just because I am warning you, if you disturb her, I will be the one to hand you over to the authority. So this was how we cut off this prostitution. Talking about illegal immigration. Now, people risking their life through the desert, taking through Morocco. Does it really worth it? No, Amadi. It doesn't want it. If you get to the Europe, just like the first question you ask, people think when you get to Europe, you pick euro money in the streets of Europe. No. My brother, I tell people that there are times the kind of cold we experience there, if you put a bottle of water in your fridge now, and I put the same bottle of water on my table in my kitchen, the one in my kitchen will be ice, and your own in the fridge will still just be a chilled water. Imagine someone walking that you are not used to that kind of weather, walking under such condition, just because you want to make a living. In Europe, you don't owe your landlord. You don't owe landlord. You must pay. You pay your bills. You don't owe. You pay bills. And when you are default in any, maybe you have a car, you are driving, you bid light, you pay. So, my brother, illegal, coming to Europe illegally, I will not support it. The life there, it doesn't worth it, because you risk your life, you get to Europe, and yet, see, let me tell you, this thing has some kind of psychological effect on most of these people. Let me tell you, by the time they come in, some behave abnormal because what they have gone through, they will tell the kind of sound, the kind of spirit they see in the desert, then in the sea, they see different kind of spirit. We hear story where they will be in the boat, someone will just get up from the boat, will just drop into the sea willingly on his or her own. Kind of evil spirit, this thing is so bad that I will not tell my worst enemy to take that risk of coming to abroad by land or by sea. It's not good. So we are working with the NGO and Honorable Abike Dabiri herself. She's doing a lot in terms of sensitization to stop this illegal migration. Once a while we communicate and we work out plan to stop this thing, but so far so good. I think our commission and the Nigerian embassy in Rome and the NUNAI, which I am one of the executive of NUNAI, I think we have done well. We have reduced the illegal migration into Italy. We have reduced it to an extent.
That's good to hear, and I hope persons are listening now and taking your advice and your warnings to heart. I'd like to get your thoughts or your stance on some national issues here, specifically diaspora voting.
Okay.
2023 is just around the corner, and we saw sometime this year, I think, during the Constitution Amendment, one of the proposed bills for amendment was diaspora voting, and it didn't pass at the time. What's your take on this? How are Nigerians in diaspora viewing this move?
Yeah, thank you, Hamadi. You see, to be honest with you, we in diaspora, we are not happy. The truth is that most of these lawmakers that refuse to pass the bill, the second reading, of this bill, majority of the lawmakers, when election are coming, they come and said, support financially for good governance. And without fear or favor, most of us, we support. We contribute to their political ambition, thinking they will do what they have promised us. What are the promises? There will be good road in Nigeria. There will be security. So we now felt, since we've been supporting these politicians, and they are not doing what they promised us. I think the best thing is, let us use our civic right, which is by voting, to really put the person we want there, since our support is not enough. So we decided to bring in this bill, let diaspora voting. You know, on early this year, I was on a TVC here, and I was asked the same question. And they said the reason why this bill failed because it will promote ringing, you know, election malpractices. Then I asked, well, how? Why? Now, you are a Nigerian. If you have a Nigerian passport and I have a Nigerian passport, is there any passport that carry the same number? No Nigerian passport carry the same number. This is what the Americans, Europeans use to vote in any of their elections, wherever they are. Now, the INEC can use the same method. Okay, if we cannot vote from our phone, start it, you know, in an analog way. We have commissions in different countries. Any Nigerian that is interested in voting, go to Nigerian embassy in that country where you live. Go and cast your vote with your passport. If we can travel all the way from Europe just to come and cast, let me tell you, there's no election year I don't come to vote. There's no election year. To come and vote for an election cost me more than $1 million naira just to come and cast my vote. So if I'm taking that sacrifice to come and vote, okay, why can't the Nigerian government make it easier for us? Create an office for INEC in all the Nigerian embassies where we'll go there, register, give us our own voter's card with our passport. We go there to vote. So how is it going to cost rigging when my passport number is there, your passport number is there? No, I just felt they are denying us our right to vote. So let me use this opportunity to appeal to the federal government, to the Senate, to the National Assembly to reconsider their stand, because we are Nigerians and we have the right to vote. So we can't be spending money, everybody cannot be spending money to travel down to vote. I'm not the only one traveling down to vote. Most of us, we travel down to come and vote. We travel down. Some of us even go as far as, you know, doing T-shirt, face cap to support candidate because of empty promises. So what we want our vote to count. So that's why we are begging, we are appealing to the government to please, the National Assembly particularly, to please allow this bill to pass. Let us be voting. Let us participate in this coming election. That's all we are asking. We are not asking for too much. We are Nigerians. So that is all I say there. That's fair.
Now, to round it up, just one final question. I saw that some government officials are urging or appealing to Nigerians in diaspora to not incite Nigerians in the country. Now I'm speaking specifically of issues in the southeast with agitations, IPOP. We have, you know, I'll even mention his name. In Finland, allegedly, one Simon Ogbewe, who you know, puts out these very incendiary comments, inciting people to do harm to others. Funnily enough, in respect to electoral process, basically they're saying they don't want elections and all that. And the criticism he always gets, especially on social media, is that you are in your country. I think he even ran for office somewhere in that country. You're running for office there, you're living good, you're well, you're fine, and you're inciting people here to kill, murder, and die themselves. So I'm wondering, what can other Nigerians in diaspora, obviously, as someone like you now who is calling for the chance to even vote, how do you, will I say, contribute to curbing this when you notice that some persons like you, not like you anyway, some persons with you over there are doing things that are harming Nigerians over here?
Okay, you see, I think one of his video was countered by me on YouTube. You know, I don't like people pretending. You can't be in outside Nigeria and be talking and be encouraging people, you know, to go into violence. No. Or talking of how to divide Nigeria. You know, when I see such video, you know, I just go on YouTube on that same page. I will just counter it. I say, look, because we are trying to make Nigeria a better nation. Those of you that are agitating for division, are you really ready for the division? For example, the IPOB. The way they are doing it in abroad, you know, is so annoying. I'll tell you, there was a time I almost got attacked by some Igbo brothers in my city there in Italy. Why? Because I condemned when the former Senate president was beaten up in Germany by his fellow Igbo people. You know, it's so embarrassing to us as a nation. It's very, very embarrassing. Because look at these people that are talking. I always tell them, have you ever gone to Nigeria to vote? If you condemn a government, what is your effort? What impact have you made to change that government? What is the response you will get? They will say, so you expect me to cut my hard-earned money to go to Nigeria and vote? I said that if you cannot go and vote, don't talk. Don't talk. Don't cause problem in the country because you have freedom of speech. You know, talk is cheap, Amadi. I'll tell you, talk is cheap. You know, the reason why I counter these people because I know back there in Europe, they can't do me anything. The law works there. The law works. If you come to my door, even these phones I'm holding here, you know, every call I receive, these are foreign SIM, every call I receive, the way I told, whatever I say, they track it. I'm a public officer in Italy. They track it. You know, so now, what we are preaching there is that one Nigeria, peace. And this thing is dividing us also in diaspora, where the Igbo don't want to do meeting with the Yoruba don't want to do meeting with the Edo don't want to do meeting with the Hausa. But when this our ambassador came, he called everyone. He said, the leadership of the national body, let us share it. Let us shift it. When Igbo rule, let Yoruba rule, let Edo rule. You know, let's balance this out. So we all came together, and it's working well for us. But the problem we are still having in diaspora now is just still this IPOB. They don't want to agree. They still believe that they are not Nigerians. I would give you one instance. There was a day, one guy came to the Nigerian embassy in Rome, you know, and I was at the embassy, full regalia in Biafra, and he came to do passports. And it was causing problem at the entrance. Then I was about to enter the embassy, and I called him. I said, young man, are you a Nigerian? He said, God forbid, but you want to come and do Nigerian passports in full regalia of Biafra. I said, you will go outside. I am your welfare officer. This is Nigerian embassy. If you admit that you are a Nigerian, you will be attended to. You know, it was causing serious problem there, shouting, this one is a zoo, that one is a zoo. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, but all I'm interested in, the ambassador just allowed me. I know the ambassador was not around in that period. He just allowed me to handle the situation. Because at the end of the day, since he didn't enter the embassy, outside the fence of the embassy is Italy. It's not Nigeria. So the moment you step in, you are in Nigeria. So let's do it outside. So after all said and done, he now agreed he had to go and remove that regalia, dress properly, and come. After being completed, giving the passport, he now wore there. I said, who is fooling who? You call yourself a Biafra. You have to go. You have denied that Biafra by getting the Nigerian passport. So what are we saying?
All right. Thank you very much. We've run out of time now.
Yeah, thank
Mr.
you,
Michael,
Amadi.
thanks for coming.
Yeah,
This has been really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. More of you.
Right. That's all now. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah.
Whatever.